Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, whatever the case may be. This is Mike, and this is Mike Dell's World number 338, I believe. And what is the date today? It's the 5th of January, 2020. Happy New Year. All that good stuff. And figured I would fire up the microphone and give a little update and maybe another podcast for you to listen to tomorrow. So, I'm starting another one. Well, restarting one. Starting the Traverse City podcast, officially launching at midnight and 1 minute tonight, or on the 6th. So if you're listening to this on Monday, you can probably go over to traversecitypodcast.com and subscribe to that one if you're interested in things going on here in Traverse City in northern Michigan. It's a little more focused show than this one, obviously. And I'm going to try to get it recorded every weekend and get it out on Monday. And I'm going to stick to a schedule. You know me, I'm not one that sticks to schedules very well. The king of inconsistency, as I like to say. So this will be an interesting endeavor for sure. So hopefully I can do that. So anyway, go over and check out the Traverse City Podcast over at traversecitypodcast.com. And like I said, I'll be consistent this time, I hope. And I've been able to do that with Podcast Insider. We put that out every single week and have for, several episodes. Well, 173 episodes, I guess, coming up this week. So I haven't done all of those. That's one nice thing about it being a company podcast. There's more than just me working on it. But with Traverse City Podcast, so far it's just me. I do plan on getting out and interviewing people. I've got this nice portable studio, which I'm using right now, by the way. And I can get out and interview people around here and do some different stuff and keep it kind of local and keep it all sort of on topic. Things going on in Traverse City. Of course, I always talk about that kind of stuff here too, along with whatever else is going on in my life and my world, since it's Mike Dell's World. Yeah, I know. Anyway, let's see what's been going on with me. Not a ton. I mean, a lot of medical stuff. Not me, but with Kathy. She had her major back surgery, as you know, a couple months ago, and is recovering really well from that. But she had a major hand surgery as well. Had some stuff replaced in her wrist, and they had to do kind of a joint repair there, and also carpal tunnel surgery, but a little more extensive since she'd had it done 20 years ago. So he really had to do some stuff in there, but got all that done, and she's recovering well from that. She's down in Grand Haven at her mother's house, recuperating for a week or so. So I'm batching it here. It's not always all bad. We needed a little break from one another, but it's all good, But with her being home and me working at home, from home, not doing any traveling, we were ready for a little bit of a part-time. Not in a bad way, like I said. And she needed to get away from here because she gets all worried about getting things done around here. And, we get things done, obviously. But, she gets to, since she's not working and spending a lot of time recuperating, she has a lot of time to kind of worry about that kind of thing. And, it's just... So it'll be nice, me batching it a little bit. Hopefully I don't eat myself into oblivion and all that. I'm going to try to stay on the straight and narrow that way. and allows me to get things a little bit done. Speaking of getting things done, I replaced the stereo in my van, my new to me van, my 2012 Caravan, and put in I'll forget the model number, but an Alpine head unit with Apple CarPlay and Android Auto and, big 7-inch screen and all that. It's quite the upgrade from the stock radio that came in the van, and it was fairly easy to put in. Now that I know what I'm doing, I could probably replace the thing in 15 minutes, but took me a couple hours just because, I hadn't done anything like that before. One of the weird things they did with Alpine especially is they made it so you're supposed to connect it to the emergency brake, which I thought was a little weird. And what it was, apparently somebody got sued, who knows, but you're supposed to put the emergency brake on and then you can access the menu and then take the emergency brake off or whatever. It makes the stereo kind of unusable, if you ask me. So, of course, I did a little search, and somebody made a little electronic unit that you wired into the back of the radio that defeats that mechanism. So I put one of those in there. One interesting thing about it is, it's a double DIN radio, so it's the big radio slot. And the stock radio, I swear I'm going to get better gas mileage because that stock radio is heavy and big. I mean, deep. It's probably 8 inches deep and had some pins on the back that held it into a bracket and all that. And I got the new one from Crutchfield or whatever you call it. And they said that, well, this will fit in your vehicle with some modifications. And it showed some bracket that you're supposed to cut. Well, I got the old one out and looked at the new one. The old one, was, like I said, was probably 6-8 inches deep and, full height. This thing is full height, maybe 2 inches deep. So it leaves all that space back there, and it was super light. And, got the installation kit, and it looks like it was meant to be there and works like a champ. So the only thing I have to do now is Tuesday I got to bring the van over to the shop right around the corner from me. There's one called Quinn's. It's a little shop there, and he does good work. Doesn't charge me too much, but I've got a wheel bearing going out. At least I suspect that's what it is because it makes a lot of noise in the back end. That happened when we went down to Grand Haven for Christmas. Coming back the day after Christmas, I noticed it was a little louder rolling down the road, and so I suspect one or both of the rear wheel bearings are bad, but who knows? Hopefully, he doesn't find too much. I don't want to spend that much money on it, but hey, still cheaper than a brand new one. And this one's in pretty good shape, 80,000 miles or whatever. So things are bound to have gone wrong. I ended up doing a brake job on it. An extensive brake job. I did it all myself, but replaced pretty much everything in the brake system other than lines. So calipers, rotors, pads, the whole works. But now it stops well, so that's good. So now get this wheel bearing thing fixed and be all back on the straight and narrow with that vehicle. And so that was my accomplishment for Saturday. And today, like I said, I recorded the Traverse City podcast and to do a little show prep for that one. This one, the first episode's kind of a soft launch. It's and it's a laid back show, just like all my shows, because I am who I am. So it'll be kind of a laid-back show, but it's going to be a little more structured and a little more on target as far as subject matter. And I'm really thinking about, and I haven't decided yet, but I'm really thinking about paring down the number of podcasts that I do. I got Podcast Help Desk and Fast Food History, which I am very inconsistent with. And then we got Podcast Insider and Traverse City Weather, which I'm more consistent with. And then now this Traverse City podcast. So I don't know if I should dump those other two or not. I'll leave that open for discussion, I guess. But this one I like doing because I can say what I want and when I want. And the Traverse City podcast, I've always wanted to do that. In fact, I started that one a couple, 3 years ago, maybe, and did a couple episodes and ran out of steam. So I figured I'll redouble the effort on that one and maybe let those other two fall by the wayside. We'll see. I haven't made up my mind completely yet, but I'm looking forward to seeing how that goes. Get some local publicity and get some locals to help me with it. Maybe get some people to write for the website. Could add some extra articles on the website and get some people to go interview. That'll be fun. Get me out of the house and give me something a little more serious to do in the podcasting world. I've always said that I'm an advanced hobbyist. Maybe this one I'll take it to the next level. That I kind of got motivated by a podcast done by some friends of mine, Chris and Chrissy Holyfield. Yes, there's a husband and wife, Chris and Chrissy. But they do a show out in Salt Lake City called I Am Salt Lake. And it's a geographical-based podcast. And they talk with businesses and people and things going on in the Salt Lake City area. So I'm not going to copy that. I don't think I have that much energy to put that much into the high production values and all that. But they sound decent and can always up my game as we go. So that's why I call the Traverse City podcast, the episode that comes out at midnight on the 6th, as kind of a soft launch. So we'll see how that goes. Wish me luck. And if you're at all interested in Traverse City or you're a local or whatever, get over there. Check it out, traversecitypodcast.com. And along that lines, I'm kind of struggling with the web server on these shows. MikeDell.com and Traverse City Podcast are both on the same server at GoDaddy, and I had to make a change here recently, and because the server that I was on was being discontinued by GoDaddy, and that was working so good for so long, and now I'm on a different server and having a little bit of issues with overtaxing the processor, or taking up too much resources or memory or whatever. Something's going goofy. So it's a little bit slow. It still works fine. And I did move the feed off to podcastmirror.com for both shows. And so you won't notice any different, but that caches the feed, so it's a lot faster, and make sure that the website doesn't have to remain fast. Right now, Podcast Help Desk and Fast Food History are both on Blueberry servers, and those things are rocket ship fast, so I ain't worried about that. And I may move, probably not Traverse City Podcast, but this one I may move over there at some point. You'll not know the difference, obviously. When I move stuff, it shouldn't make any difference other than it's fast or more reliable or whatever, but what do you care? It shows up in your podcatcher. If you're smart, you've subscribed. If not, subscribe. And it'll just show up when it shows up, and you won't notice the speed. So that's the beauty of podcasting. It just shows up, and you get to listen to it whenever you want to. And if you're listening to this 20 years from now, hey, how is 2040 treating you? Don't imagine I'm still doing the show then, but you never know. Anyway, talking to the future. See, that's the other thing with podcasts. Supposedly, when you put something on the internet, it never goes away, but I can't find my first 30 episodes, so I keep asking, anybody still have the Benzoid Report 1 through 29 out there somewhere? I've not been able to find those, but everything from episode 30 on I have, and it's, I think it's available on the website still at MikeDell.com, but anything older than that, no go. Oh, well, you know me. I started and stopped more podcasts than most people have ever started. So, anyway, you notice I changed the website up a little bit, making it a little simpler. That was, to speed things up again, had a little bit too much going on over there. So, you go check that out as well. Let's see. Not a whole lot else to add, so I'll make this one a shorty, and we'll get this published and out there so that you guys will know about the Traverse City podcast, and if you choose to listen to it, go for it. Otherwise, I'll catch you next time here in Mike Dell's World. Cheers.